Welcome back to Coffee, Chess, and Crypto. We've covered the chess, had a coffee earlier on, still drinking that good red wine, and now we're going to get on to a couple of games of chess and hope for the best. Let's see how we get on, okay? So I'll just get this set up here. And let's see if we can find an opponent. So I'm going to play, it's a bit slower, I understand, but I'm going to play 15-10, which is a rapid game, which is 15 minutes plus 10-second increments per move. Every time you make a move, you get a 10-second increment. And we've found someone now. Let me bring this up. Okay. Let's get into it. So, they have moved E4. Okay. E4. Let's go E4. I like this opening approach. It's like I see it as like the beginning of like a gentlemanly agreement, two men meeting on the middle of the field. This is a strange approach, opening with the knight out to A3. Very strange. I wonder, do they have some plan where they bring the knight out and then to protect? Well, either way, the knight will protect this square here for the bishop. But what plan do they have? Maybe they intend to bring the bishop to C4, and then they have two. If they bring this knight out, then they've got like two knights watching this square. So I'll just draw the arrow to bring that there. Then they can watch this square as well. Interested to see how they develop their pieces. Mm-hmm. And 1 second, guys. I'm just setting up the board. I hope that you guys can see it okay. There we go. So this is very interesting. I've never seen the knight come out here before, but I'm going to play as, just a nice steady approach. Bring the knight out here. Yeah. So they want to attack this. It's very, very interesting. I've never seen this. Bring this knight out to protect this pawn. To bring this knight out, it'll be a double attack on this pawn. So the thing to remember is that as white, you get the first move, which can be very, very beneficial if you use it right. It's called having tempo, having like an extra time. So he can use that time then to relocate his knight from there over to here to get what he may consider a prime location. So if you are watching the stream right now, say hello. Always good to hear from people who are watching. I want to give a shout out as well to. Oh, so he moved. Okay, so he's going to what's called Fianchetto his bishop. He's going to bring his bishop here, and will also be another attacker then on this pawn. So he really wants this pawn. But I just want to give a shout out right now to my newest follower, who is, it's either UU or yo, but it's thank you very much for following. Good to have you here. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to bring this bishop out here for a reason. I'm wondering, will they bring this pawn down here? If they did, that would be a major blunder, but more likely, yeah, they would bring, that's the clever option, is to bring that down. Now I could bring this, oh, I could be careful which button I press. I could bring this guy down here, just to be a nuisance. I think that is, or I can bring it down here. Again, just being a nuisance, and also possibly getting them to expand their pawns on this side, opening up their pawn structure, and then giving me this angle here where their queen or the king is more likely going to castle along the side. Yeah, there he comes down. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to move this guy here. This blocks this pawn from coming out because he's pinned. He's pinned to the king. If he moves this pawn out, well, he can't move the pawn out because his king will be in danger. What they can do then is move this pawn down. I can move my bishop down and be guarding this square or this diagonal. If I need to, I can bring this pawn up here for an escape. So now you see they have two knights attacking this pawn. But I have my bishop already out, so now I can freely move. I can either move this pawn up to defend, or I can bring this guy out here. But if I want to, okay. Okay. I'm going to move my pawn up. What I'm thinking here is if I bring the bishop back here, he will be watching this square. At which point, if I had my knight here, I could go there, forking what's called forking the rook and the queen, where I'm attacking two pieces at the same time, knowing that he's going to save the more important piece, and then I can take on the rook on this side. I can also do that. Okay, very good. So this is exactly what now he may take. If he takes, that allows me to open up the bishop, or sorry, to open up the rook. Okay. Okay. Now he's trying to get rid of this square here. So what I can do here is okay. So take, 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 take. Oh, okay. So right now I have to move my knight. Now this is an interesting thing to do here, where I can move. If I actually sacrifice my bishop attacking the king, he has to take, and then my knight can come up here attacking, at which point my queen can come up on the attack also. So, but I'm going to play it safe. So even if his knight takes takes this pawn, if one of his knights takes this pawn, I will take with the other pawn. So I'll be up a piece. He will have 2 pawns for a piece. So I'll be up in the exchange by a point. He's now opening up. Okay, so he's protecting this pawn and he's opening up the bishop. At which point I can bring that there. Okay. I'm going to take this knight because it's an even exchange. He'll more likely come out with the queen. Excuse me, guys. See if I can get some nice music going on here. Right now, for the live streams, I'm limited by the free music that Restream are giving me. I've asked them to if they can allow people to, because it's only in beta testing at the moment, but I've asked if they can allow people to use local music, where I can upload or use my own local music instead of having to use their music as in the background, which is, some of it is nice, some of it is basic. But getting back to the chess here, at the moment he's in check, so he has to respond to this. He can only take with the queen or take with the pawn. More than likely he'll take with the queen. My options then are, I can attack the queen with my bishop, or I can move my knight there with the eventuality of bringing my knight there. Right now his bishop is blocked in, okay, by this pawn. Usually people bring this bishop out early in the game. My opponent, okay, is 254. So let's see what she does. I'm also interested to see where this music goes as well. Where is it going to take us? So we're taking a long time to think about this. They're probably trying to calculate multiple moves in advance. It's like, should I take this? Should I take this? If I go there, what will happen then? This, that, and this. Right now my pieces are nicely situated. And what I've done is I've actually used their attacks to my benefit. So I've used, by them moving their pieces to attack me, instead of me moving a piece in my own time, it's like I'm moving a piece in their time. So I don't actually lose out on tempo, and it gives me an opportunity to move or develop my other pieces in my time, and then respond to their attacks with moves which I would have wanted to make anyway. So right now my bishop is attacking this square. This bishop is watching this square, which this bishop can jump to, and then jump here. You see that connection? Or even if my knight jumps here, he's almost like governing or attacking, or he's owning this square in a sense, at which point this bishop can come up protected by my knight and attack the king. So the king will have to move, losing castling privilege, and castling is an important thing in chess. King safety and all of this thing. Again, big shout out to my latest followers. We have Yu, Timmy Tango, King Curly, and Kimmage. Thank you very much for being here. So this can happen as well in chess. I've experienced it myself. I don't know if we should... Okay, so we took with the pawn, which is interesting. I call it the chess paralysis. Where it just gets... There's so much to think about and calculate. But this isn't actually a bad move. I mean, okay, it blocks in the bishop and it blocks in the queen, okay? So in that sense, it might be a bad move. But what it does do, it stops my my knight from jumping here, okay? Because this is a lesser piece. If that was a queen, they couldn't do anything about it because they'd be protected. Because it's a pawn. And I'm wondering then, are they considering bringing this piece out here to attack here? What plans have they got in mind? That's always the question. So, I'm going to put some pressure on my opponent and get my bishop out of their attack there, while also the rook, putting them under pressure. Move the rook, they're also losing castling privileges on that side. So the only thing they can do right now is to move the rook or block with a piece, because they can also take back with another piece. Okay, this is very interesting. They're moving the queen down there. So I'm going to take this piece. That's what's known as a free piece. What I'm guessing these guys are looking to do is to bring the queen down here, bring the rook out here, and they will have free reign over this file here. Okay. Music just disappeared. And guys, I'm just going to, while the game is still running, because I can't abandon it, I'm just going to take a um, short break. I shall return momentarily. Okay, thank you very much. Now, if you're still here, thank you. I was holding that for the longest time. The music seems to be keep cutting out. Seems to be an issue with the music. Okay, so we'll have to leave the music for now. Getting back to the game, how are we doing? Okay. So my opponent gave up the rook. So I got a free piece, and I'm going to take this. They will take back with the knight. So basically got two pieces, and one of them a strong piece for my one piece. Okay, that is a good exchange. So the only thing I can do here is take. As simple as it was, I'm kind of missing the music now. I hope during that break you were figuring out what moves or contemplating what moves you could make in the future. Something I'm looking at here now is knight here, protecting the square. So 1, 2, this bishop comes up here. Because the thing is, one of a basic principle in chess is when you are up in pieces, then it's a good decision to exchange your other pieces. So if you at the end of the game you will have an extra piece at least, which will have more force than if your opponent had multiple pieces on the board. Okay. Now, what to do? So I'm going to continue with development. If my opponent decides to bring their knight out here, I can take. Okay. So it's saying my opponent has disconnected, but they've reconnected, I believe. Disconnected again. Probably a dodgy connection. My timer is running out. I need to act quickly. So if I move there, okay. Let's do that. What I'm thinking there is if I tuck there, it would be a reason, an opportunity for their queen to come out to attack my pawn. If they take me, I can just retake with my pawn. These two squares then are protected. If the queen comes down here, it's protected. Right now, these two pieces are protected. But if I didn't move that bishop, he could have moved the pawn down here, blocking in my bishop. So, I'm going to take. Okay, so they move down there. Now I can move here. Can I do that? I believe so. If I bring my knight here, she can come here, attacking both pieces. One. Okay. Right now, I can go there. This is a bold move, because I'm happy right now to exchange my queen for queen because I am up a piece. She couldn't come here because this was protected. But if I went there, they could take there, at which point this square would not be protected. So I'm down to 1 minute and 37 seconds. My opponent has 5 minutes and 40 odd seconds. Right now, I am attacking both the queen and this hanging piece, the knight. What I see is the only logical move for my opponent is to take the queen. At which point my pawn comes out here. I develop my pieces. A nice option for me is even to go castle queenside, bringing the rook over here, watching and protecting. Okay. Very interesting. Okay, well, I mean, there's nothing else for me to do but take. He has to take with the king. I mean, okay. Let's. Let's go with the plan. Castle queenside. Usually they say it's safer to castle kingside. What I like about this is that the only access to my king is here, and it's protected by my bishop. Okay. And right now, okay. So this would have been checkmate if this knight was not here. Unfortunately. So, right now, I can take this pawn. The king is completely trapped. So they have to move this knight out somewhere. Probably to here. If they go there, I'll just attack here. Take this free pawn. I mean, these free pawns are just hanging all over the place. Okay. I guess I'll just take the free pawn. Boom, boom, boom. That horse is having a field day. The fact that I castled queenside then meant that this king is protecting this pawn. So my knight is cleaning up their pawns are perfectly positioned for my knight to just swoop in and gobble them all up. And this is exactly what I wanted to happen. They moved their knight. Their knight was the only protection of the square. And now that they've moved the knight, I can jump in with my rook. And it is checkmate. So, thank you very much. As always, GG, good game. Thank you. A good sport, yes. So, if you would like to, like me to sort of go through the analysis of the games, if I get like enough subscribers, I will purchase a premium membership. We can go through the analysis. As it stands, I only have one analysis per day, I believe. But I mean, yeah, this game was pretty straightforward. A nice game. I enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed it too. And let's move on with the next.